Allah, Ya Allah, Ya Allah. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa man wala. I was planning to start some, specific talk, but I just started right now broadcasting. We've been discussing, for everybody who may be watching us right now, discussing what has happened in the last week or so, the shooting, Chapel Hill shooting of those three Muslim students. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have rahmah, mercy on their soul. And we have kind of emotional discussion in here. Definitely everybody got all the right to be worried about himself and his kids and everything. But I said that first of all, we shouldn't fail to see all of the negative, I mean the positive things that come out of that. Yes, it's negative and it's sad, and it's, any human being with some kind of feeling, he should feel bad for what happened, regardless of faith, of background, of language, of who these people are. We should sympathize with the families and with them. But on the other hand, there are so many positive things. First of all, for us as Muslims, we should never forget that death would come to us, whether we are prepared or not. It's going to come as like suddenly. So we better always, at every time, we should be prepared. We should be prepared for death. SubhanAllah, it came to those people when they were they were planning for some relief efforts abroad. They were part of so many good things that were going on, helping the homeless and the poor. It came to them really in a time that I was thinking and reflecting. When the Nabi sallallahu alaihi wasallam, the Prophet, peace be upon him, one day one janazah was passing by him, a funeral janazah. They were taking this body for burial, and everybody was saying something good about them, about the dead person, the deceased. And he said, wajabat, it's a must. And then another janazah, another funeral procession passed by him, and he said, what? Everybody was talking really like not good about the deceased, the second one. And then he said the same word in Arabic, wajabat, which is like it's a must. And then the people asked, they inquired, "Oh Messenger of Allah, what do you mean? First time you said wajabat, second time you said wajabat, what do you mean? Must, what is it that it's a must?" He said, well, the first one, he said some good things about him. So I said wajabat, which means Jannah becomes a must for him. And in the second one, you said some things that are not good, and I said wajabat, hellfire for him. He said, you are the witnesses of God on earth. You are the witnesses of Allah on earth. So subhanAllah, see how many people coming and talking about the legacy of those three kids, young, very young students. They are talking about the so many things, good things that they have, done, and I have seen Muslim friends and non-Muslim friends crying, with their heart bleeding for the loss of those three people. So that in itself is something good. Death is going to come to everybody of us, and we should be prepared for it by something good. You don't have to do that, import some actions or do some, horrific things, but rather focus on your day-to-day things that are within your capacity. Those are students. Maybe they can do some volunteer work. They did some volunteer work. They did things within their capacity, and subhanAllah, they died on that. Even if they didn't expect it, but their death brought so many good things, and even unified the Muslim community, and even a lot of Americans unified them behind some of the supreme American values that, bigotry and hatred, and on all of these things, we should push them aside. So that's one thing that we have to reflect on. Another thing is, us as Muslims, we might be a tiny minority in here in this community, but unfortunately we are not like, there are minorities like us, but they are very much well represented. They are known in the community. Many people, they don't think of Islam at all as American. They think of Islam and Muslims as foreigners, aliens, as a religion that belongs to Asia or Africa or Middle East. They don't think that it's part of the fabric of this community, of this country in here. We have people who are born and raised here, or either people who choose to come to this country as, human beings, and they become citizens and they enjoy all the rights and they have all the responsibilities just like any other person living in here. So we really need to wake up. We really need to wake up. We need to stand for our rights, and we need to do the very obligation of us as a Muslim community, which is to reach out for people, to reach out for them, just to let them know about us, or else they would get to know about us from someone else, like all of these crazy people out there in the media, in the Middle East, in Afghanistan, whatever it could be. So we better stand up and speak and and stand against all of this, Islamophobia out there, because we see it every day as Muslims. Wherever we go, we watch Fox News and other media outlets, and we see the trash, the lies that's been spread on our names as Muslims, and we know they are wrong. We know the millions of Muslims around the world, they don't behave like that. They don't believe in that. Actually, those terrorists, they kill Muslims more than they kill non-Muslims. And you can just watch the media and read for yourself. So they don't really represent Islam. Because if you look at those people, they also kill Muslims. They kill Muslims in the Middle East and elsewhere. Hatred does not know any religion, does not have the boundaries of countries or religion or whatever. It just, like fire that burns everything in its way. And the only way to, combat that is to stand up and face it together. It's just like fire. Once fire started in one compound or something, it's no house is protected against it. We have to stand, all of us, against that fire to put it out before it burns us all. What are the other positive things that you may think of? Because I'm just, speaking up right now from my mind. We need to come up together as communities, as individuals. We don't want to be, going like freaking out and scared and as some people express their views on the internet, they said we have to make sure that our masajids are locked. We make locks for our doors. We do this and that. Other views would say no. We should do the opposite. We should actually open up more to the community, open up to them, and reach out to them. So, which way that we need to go? Yes, it's a shock for the Muslim community in specific, and even I think for the American community at large. But I personally think that one of the good ways to deal with that is that we need to open up. We need to just do like those people did. We need to reach out wherever we are. Organized activities, individual activities. We have students, we have professionals, we have workers, we have women and men and young and old. Just one little thing that you can do is be up to your Muslim identity. Do not be afraid to say I'm Muslim, and just behave like a Muslim. Behave like a Muslim person with your neighbor, with your friend, with your co-worker, nicely, good, as just like I would say like an average Muslim. You don't have to do anything extra. Just go like average Muslim and be visible in your community, and never be, scared to announce your identity and who you are and what you believe in. That in itself is a very, very big way of reaching out to people. I think in the bigger scale, we still really torn up in discussions like, shall we be part of the the politics, and shall we take this trend, or rather we like shilling ourselves? No, we need to open up. We need to have lawyers, more lawyers. We need to have people in the house. We need to support, some people, so we will have a say in what's going on. Otherwise, you know, we will just see the lies and see the Islamophobes out there, and Islamophobia, are growing up, and people are affected by it, and then they act. Every now and then some crazy person would act out like this, in a crazy way. So that's not right. That's not right. That's not right. We should not allow other people to distort the image of Islam, or anybody else elsewhere distort the image of Islam. And it's very easy and very simple, and it makes sense. If you will judge Islam by those groups, and they are there and they are acting crazy, then why don't we judge Christianity by the Crusaders or the KKK, or what's happening in Ireland and what's happening elsewhere, either in the history or what's going on right now? Crazy people are everywhere, extremists are everywhere. But that's, there's a problem with them. No one has the right to judge me for, the action of anyone else. It's my constitutional right in here, just like anyone else, to believe whatever I want to believe. And it's my constitutional right to have the freedom and to be protected, to say what I want, to believe what I want, as long as I'm not hurting anyone, as long as I'm not affecting anyone. So I am free to do that. So we shouldn't forget that. We shouldn't forget that. And we live in a country that, that's ruled by law in here. And there's no reason for us to be afraid or anything. Actually, we need to spread knowledge, spread peace, and spread love. Yes, we take precautions and everything, but we should never, fail to do like Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, or else, most of his time for da'wah and reaching out in Mecca, it was all like that. People spitting on his face, people, causing emotional and moral and even sometimes physical harm to him, to his daughters, to his family, to his wife, to people around him. They tried everything. They boycotted him for 3 years, him and the group around him, completely isolated them, quarantined them in Mecca, not selling or buying from them, not marrying from them or marrying, to them, not just completely isolating them. They tried everything. What did he do, sallallahu alaihi wasallam? He was just like, to the last day, being good to his community. He was trusted by them to the very last day before he leaves Mecca. That he, so much so that he left one of his friends, Ali radiallahu anhu, to give back some of the trusts and things that those very enemies of him kept. Couldn't find anybody to keep, to trust to keep those precious things but him. So to the last day he was there, hoping that they will embrace Islam, and he was even worried about them, until finally he just left the city, and he moved to another city. So we should, stand up for our rights and having faith in our heart, and trying to change those things, the rubbles out there about Islam and about Muslims. And that's not going to happen only by wishes, but rather by standing up for our rights. And we have examples in the civil rights movement. Just like few decades ago, we had the colored people. They were dealt with like animals, or even worse than animals, but they stood up for the rights, and they got majority of the rights. But we all are witnesses that it's, we can say that it's much different and much better than it was in the 60s and the 50s and before that, for the black or the other colored people. Same way, we have to stand up for our right and speak up and do everything, whatever it takes to to be heard. And I can guarantee you that this is one of the best countries that you can do that. You have the right to speak. You have freedom to believe what you want. So it's much better than other places and other times. So many good things, actually, positive things came out of that, in my opinion. And again, they died نحسبهم شهداء. We hope that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will accept them as martyrs because they died, obviously, whether they want to admit it or not, but they died because of the religion, because they stick to symbols of the religion, hijab. And it was clear from the accounts that we heard. He was kind of, not that bad to the boy, to the man, when he was living by himself. It was only when his wife moved in with him and his mother used started to visit him and he saw the scarf, the hijab, he started really getting nasty and threatening them. There were some accounts about threatening for him and his family. And actually, was today I heard that was his mom that was. When she got to know about that, she was telling him to be nice, even more nice to him and more kind to him, because that's, at the end of the day, that's what our religion, Islam, is teaching us, to be good to our neighbor. It didn't work with him, but it definitely should work with other people in the long run, being kind and being nice. Hmm? Yes, once he started seeing people with hijab, so he. No, that was before the shooting. They reported she came to know that he was kind of threatening them. He was talking to them nasty. That's before the shooting. And the daughter, Yusr, I think she told her mom and her family that she doesn't feel comfortable being around this guy because he's hating them for who they are. And her mom told her, the right way to deal with that is to be even more kind to him. So, subhanallah, yani. No, it's too late. I mean, it's too late now. He's now, justice should be served right now. Somebody who put a bullet in the head of 3 innocent people, he should be, dealt with in the court, and justice should be served in there. But subhanallah, his father, I think the father of the girl, he said, we are not after revenge. We're trying to, spread understanding right now. So, we protect our kids and Muslim kids and fight against those, this hatred and bigotry because of the religion or because of how you look or how you dress and things like that. Allah musta'an. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala have rahmah, have mercy on the soul of those innocent people. May Allah make them in al-Jannah, inshaAllah ta'ala. Any other positive things that you are seeing out there in this event? Right. I was thinking about that. Usually, as an imam, look for examples, and usually examples from the past. That's good, time of the Prophet, Sahaba. But now, in my khutbah, and now in the dars and other durus, I'm talking about examples from people who were living with us, and youth, from even youth that usually are being judged or being maybe looked down at sometimes. But we are now talking about examples from people here that belong to us, that are from our community. I personally was so close to them. I didn't get the chance. Maybe I met them. I'm sure that I met them in one occasion or another because I was in North Carolina and it's a big community, and usually you are invited in so many occasions. But they are here. They are just like living with us and studying in schools and volunteering. So those are really examples, good examples for us. I was talking to them. I felt we have to talk about them even to the kids in the Quran school, young kids. I talked to them about, look, those are our examples in here. They were volunteering, they were doing good things. So they are really examples, good examples for us. So, yeah, alhamdulillah, Nas'alullah ar-Rahmah, may Allah have mercy on their souls. Ameen, Ya Rabbil Alameen. Yeah, make dua for them, inshallah, and try to maybe, if you can, donate to the account they've started. and always try to work towards changing the minds of people. They are everywhere around us. By a nice talk to someone next to you, rather than confronting them or anything. I'm sure that if you just talk to people around you for who you are, nicely, kindly, and inviting them even to come over here, discussing with them things, it should, change what they are thinking of. And then at least they would know that there are normal people in here, that we have them, our neighbors or our friends. If they still have this hate in their heart, then the problem is with them. What can you do? That's right. That's right. That's right. We need to be more involved in the community. Yeah, I think Muslims are not.
We are not. Now that this has happened, we're starting. I'm not part of the board or some has done the chair, but I mean, I think they're now to where we did. I don't do this thing. But I mean, what else can we do? I know that, but there's so many.
Yeah, I think it's.
So I'm just saying, you still need an organization to do that, like, that's really good to say, guys, that, they're playing basketball, I would go to the, like that. Like, I'm just saying stuff like that, like, I know you do your thing, but.
I think.
I'm just saying, even as women, we need to do our job too.
The Muslim community at large, is lacking behind when it comes to reaching out to the community. It adds more to the duty on us. First, even if you're living in Mecca and Medina, you still have the responsibility to do da'wah, and that's the very source of Islam. Da'wah is the obligation of every Muslim at all times, wherever you are, to your friend, to the closest people to you, at least by giving advice, by showing others, giving us others good example. So it should be part of your life. But in a context like this, in a community like this, it's even more and more of a duty on you to represent Islam in the right way. I think we are not even doing as normal. We are kind of polarized. That's what I see. Some people, individuals, are so active. They do so many things to the level that they are, exhausted. And other individuals, they are not even about that. They just, very comfortable. They have their, zones, comfortable zones that they don't want to get out of that. So I'm not saying that it should be at the expense of your social life, or, volunteering day and night every weekend or whatever. But at least, let's come out of this shell. Let's talk to people. Let's be part of the community. See what's going on out there in our community, and be part of it. I believe big part of that is in our sisters, in the women, especially the women who have hijab. They don't have to, do anything different, but just be part of what's going on. Whatever, it's whatever that fits you. Not everybody will be interested in politics and going to the city hall and attending meetings. Maybe some sisters are there who are interested in that. Please do it. Go ahead and attend meetings and be part, appear in the public somehow. When you see some good cause close to you, somehow go and attend it. Some, they are running for breast cancer, whatever it is, go be part of that with your hijab. So people will see you, kids are growing up, they watch Muslims, like normal, they are there, they part of the, part of the community, part of what's going on. That's good. That's, uh, one of our community members, Hiba, mashallah, She writes to the sends articles to the newspapers and many times even to the media, and they usually welcome those, and they really published her article a couple of days ago. When she contacted the news channels, they usually come. They would love to come and attend. So let's reach out. Let's talk to them. Even for the regular activities that we have in our masajid, let's invite them. The kind of activities that we can invite them. Huh? Say it again. Friday what? What about it? Uh-huh. Yeah, but that was mainly meant for Muslims. We're training Muslims about things, but many of our activities that, I think we can invite other people, like things like the cookout that we do in the summer. It's mainly for our cookouts, barbecue, grills and stuff. We can invite our community, our friends, let them come. In our neighborhoods, in our communities, let's reach out to them. Let's just behave like normal. We don't have to add anything, but rather just get involved. Just get involved in what's going on. And instead of just preferring to be in our, comfortable zones in the masajid. And it's a shame on us, I believe, that we are here in this beautiful, nice, landmark masjid. But people, one or two streets from here, sometimes even that's only because it's a small street, But if it's long street, maybe one or two blocks from here, people do not know what is this building about, who are there. So that's, we were talking the other day about which church, the people who drive bikes in black, nice suits. Is that the Mormons or something? Maybe Amish, whatever. I think it's, yeah, the Mormons maybe. So, and other people, you see them, they go in missions and missionaries to Africa for years. Normal people, not religious or anything, but they just decide to go there. And there are other people who fund them and everything. But look at the dedication. How many times they knock at your door and talk to you, man and woman dressing very nicely, handing you a very nice pamphlet, and then talking to you or something. So I'm talking about the concept. We believe, just like they believe. They believe we are not the haqq, we are not the truth. They got the truth. We believe we got the truth, and we know for sure it's the truth. What they are talking about is not right. But we do not do as much as them. When we get to the level of doing just like them or even a fraction of what they're doing, I'm not here talking about, big reaching out activities. I'm just talking to people walking from door to door. And person, sometimes even they take their kids with them. So we really need to reach out, get to the fabric of this society, get involved. Whenever the chance comes, just get involved. That is in itself one of the best ways of da'wah, or the best way of da'wah for or publicizing Islam. Wallahu musta'an. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala help the Muslims, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala use us for the best of this community and make Islam, inshallah, always be our way of life, inshallah. Now.
But we talked, and that's why I asked you to try to have the Quran. Because I asked, like, do you have a PO box number? I don't think I'm crazy to clean that kind of killing or something. We obviously didn't know that. He gave me his address, whether it's correct or not, but I want to send him information.
That's right.
Whether it's good or not, or whatever that's that. I would ask you to pick up the really. This person was like, And that's the other thing I was when we go to these countries down south in the Caribbean, of course we wear the hijab and they live I mean, the Bahamas, when we went to Bahamas, they were building a masjid, we went there and we prayed. But like Jamaica, I know they have a masjid there, but it's just people don't know.
Right.
And they're very shocked that, you know, when we pray, we get on the beach, they watch us like, they're watching us like this, you know, and they never
Well, let's
see anything.
just imagine you are an average American person. We are Muslims, so we know Islam because of that. Even many Muslims who live here, or many Muslims that you see around you, they don't really know much about their own faith. They don't really know that. But try to imagine that you are just an average American person who does not happen to have, like majority of Americans, does not happen to have an American Muslim friend or American Muslim neighbor or American Muslim co-worker or something. All the relationship, or they have never been in the military and been to any of those Islamic countries. So we're talking about tiny minority who come across a Muslim or an Islamic thing or traveled abroad to an Islamic country to see them firsthand. Try to imagine this is the case. What is your perception about Islam? Where are you getting it from? So all you are getting is Islamists, jihadists, this, that, ISIS, killing. ISIS is a new thing. I mean, Al-Qaeda, this, that. So yeah, those are crazy people. We're talking about our enemies. And then presidents and campaigns are all centered about that. Terror, terrorizing, Middle Eastern, whatever. So that's going to be automatically your vision, your perception about Islam. So again, it's our duty in here to reach out to those people, to speak up. No, it's not Islam. Yani when we have the open house, when you talk in any of the gathering, public gathering, invited in a church, in the university or something, many times, if not most of the time, the very basic things about Islam that I share with them, I feel they are shocked. Really, you guys do believe in Jesus? You believe that he was born miraculously? Oh yes. Believe in the Bible. Believe he's the Messiah. Oh, many times they ask us, so what makes you different? Right? So that tells you where we are. People do not know the very basics of Islam. So we're not reaching out to them. We're letting other people reach out to them. What do we do? The guy who was one of the guys who was attended the last open house, he told us, that's what happened. We really reached out good, advertised it good. We had the billboard, we had it in the TV, we had it in the newspaper. So it reached out a lot of people, the invitation to the open house to come to the mosque. So one person decided to come and he told us, well, you know what? When my brother knew that I was coming, he told me, are you really going to go to this mosque? They're going to shoot you in there. They're going to kill you. So that's what's in their mind. They don't even know what we're doing in there. Right? So we told him, now you go back to him and tell him, no, we're not shooting here. We don't know nothing about bombings or anything. We're just like...
They feel like they're doing something like that. Education. They feel like, they can see that they're doing something. Some of them are like, really got to teach them the truth. You feel like they're like,
and unfortunately, we have that sector of the Muslim community who usually look down at the other. No, I'm talking about some sector of the Muslim community who usually call the others names. They are non-Muslims, so they are kafir, so that means, they're lower than us. Well, For the hereafter, yes, we have our faith. Allah told us who will survive and who will, get the salvation. We know that. But this is the nation of da'wah. We have to reach out and give them da'wah. Da'wah is not something like we give it to them here. This is the salvation. You better get it or else. No, it doesn't come this way. You have to show them care. You have to show them kindness. You have to be worried about them. Our Prophet ﷺ was worried about the idol worshippers who were killing him, kicking him out of his city. They did everything. And then he went to another city and they were ridiculing him and they even stoned him. So he was bleeding. And then Allah sent him the angel. If you wish, this angel, responsible for the mountains, if you wish, he would, crush them between the mountains that they were living. He said, no, I hope that Allah will get, even if they are not good, I hope Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will get out of them, from their lineage, from their children, some good people who worship Allah. So we really need to care for them. We need to reach out for them. I think we need to feel bad for them rather than, feeling that they are guilty, and because they didn't know, nobody reached out to them. Many times, majority of the people, when they, including this last session that was here in the open house, when they came to know about those very basic facts about Islam, said, guys, why don't you come out and speak like that? We didn't. Is that truly who you are? Are you just like saying that? No, we're not just saying that in front of you, but that's the reality. This is who we are. So many of them say, why don't you come out and speak to us? One of them, a professor in the Gulf Coast, she said, please come to the campus in there and talk to us and talk to people, because what we are hearing in here is completely different from the rhetoric that we are getting about Islam out there. So again, it comes back to us. We need to reach out and speak up nicely, so that will probably, inshallah, take the word of Islam out there to everybody. Right. Talking about numbers, or equipments, or what did they have? Nothing in hand, literally nothing. But they got this religion, and they got the zeal and enthusiasm and faith and belief in the heart. So they reached out left and right, north and south, everywhere. Even talking about the military power, how many residents were there? How many fighters were there? Talking about fighters for the Muslim. We're talking about some residents from Medina and some supporters from here and there. How could those fighters face the Romans, one of the superpowers, and the Persians, and another superpower, the Egyptians, this, that? It's not about military, it's about something else. It's definitely about something else. Because they quote unquote conquered those countries, but after Islam was not ruling anymore, the Muslim, civilization kind of declined, those people are still Muslim. So they're not by force. They reached out to everybody, to the remote, far, islands in the ocean, like Indonesia and Malaysia. They reached out to them. They did reach out to them.
Do you feel like now with seeing what's going on, they feel more scared about the world? Feel more scared of wearing, I mean, I understand that it's the parents' job to do what they have to do, but you can still, how they go to college, whatever, you feel that
I don't think they.
Because of what's going on, that it's going to make them, because I know a lot of them love my friends after and for me, like I said, it's stronger.
Yeah, do you know what? This is meant also. This is meant because Allah tests. He told us He might send kind of a test that comes in a form of a shock. Who will be, who would remain? Allah tests the faith of people. You really put it on because of family tradition, because of whatever, or you put it on because it's part of your faith. If it's part of your faith, then, or if it's part of your faith, how strong is your faith? It did. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, He said it in the Quran. أم حسبتم ألف لام ميم أحسب الناس أن يتركوا أن يقولوا آمنا وهم لا يفتنون. Did people think that they will be left to say with their tongue, we believe, without testing their faith? Allah will test their faith. And He said, وَلِيُمَحِّصَ اللَّهُ الَّذِينَ آمَنُوا. He said in the other ayah that He will send a test, that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will see who is who. Things will become clear.
I need to, I feel like I need to.
I think we need to.
We need to teach my children. I feel like I need to teach them differently. I feel.
What I would do with my kids is I will empower them. I will enhance their identity. I will tell them that, that's our identity and that's our faith and that's what we believe in. And we have some people who, might hate us or hate you for your faith, but definitely the problem is not with you. The problem is not with your faith. The problem is not with your choice. The problem is with them. If they are going to judge me for what I dress, they don't have right in the first place. They don't have right to judge me for what I dress, for what I look like, for what I believe. It's not the right. So if somebody is doing something wrong, they should be ashamed of themselves rather than me, who is not doing anything wrong, being scared or anything. That's the time that we have to be stronger, I think. We have to be stronger in the face of all of these, ignorance out there, teaching them, not fighting or not, dealing in the same way, but rather teaching them and reaching out to them. And subhanAllah, you're talking about September 11th. What happened after September 11th? I think, yes, there's a lot of things that happen for Muslims, but then, so what? I think it was worse than this case. It's the worst thing that ever probably happened to the Muslim community. But then, the number of Islam is still the fastest growing religion in the world, in America. More and more people coming to accept Islam. More and more talking about hijab. 3 out of every 4 people who accept Islam are women. So that's
When we go to the islands that where we go to, I don't like it, but with my mom, when we go there, the men, when they see us, like they want to be there, like I wish they could put clothes on, like this is like.
And probably you watched this. They did.
Snorkeling, like
Right.
scuba dive, and with the hijab on, and they are amazed by seeing, some maybe not, the kids doing like go on these little fun slides that normally that don't do. Like so they see that and wow, I would like to do that. So wearing half nothing and they're so like,
That's a normal person out there.
And none of their bodies, they don't have a body. You know what I'm saying? Like if I was a fat woman, I'm sorry, I would cover that too. I'm like walking by it, and not even like caring.
But let me share it with you before I forget. Talking about this in the same direction. I'm not sure if you watched this. It was done in Russia, somewhere in Russia, that they got a boy and a girl. First, a girl without hijab, just normal girl without hijab, and the boy is kind of harassing her in a public. It looks like a mall where a lot of people are passing by. He's kind of talking to her harsh and sometimes and maybe even attacking her, slightly attacking her physically, and literally with a lot of people, different cases, and in different places, they just passed by with the first case, a girl without hijab, passing, they're just looking, some people just looking at it and just passed by. And then they got a girl with hijab. Every time, a Muslim guy passed by, he almost got him by the neck. What do you want to do with her? And he stood up for her. That's exactly what Allah said in the Quran. ذَلِكَ أَدْنَى أَن يُعْرَفْنَ فَلَا يُؤْذَيْنَ. Allah, He said, you need to be marked so you will not be kind of hurt. So.
Also, a woman used to wear hijab that was marked by the creed, not the ones that were out of the public.
I'm not aware of this incident, but usually, yes, back then, it was a sign of, how do you say, like a crown. It's kind of crown, and not, believe it or not, it's not only for Muslims. Up until the 18th or 19th century, I watched some photos in the early 20th century or something for some elite Jewish kings somewhere, and some elite kings in, I think, in Austria or somewhere there yeah, I guess in Austria, they used to have some kind of head cover, and in some cases even full veil, as a sign of this is the queen, like untouchable, unseeable, or something. So yeah, I mean, right. That's again something. And Hiba just quoted, if you did you attend last time, the da'wah last Friday, when Hiba just quoted verses from the Bible. It says a woman who uncover her hair, her hair should be cut, shaved. So in the Bible, it's in there that it's even obligatory. Right. Hmm. طيب, let's stop here, inshallah. Very nice discussion. Oh, you said you got a question? I think you did ask it already, right? You asked your question, right? Yeah. Thank you. جزاكم الله خير وصلى الله عليه وسلم.